How are you feeling in your body today?
Today, I have a feeling, I don't know how to answer that. I feel, you'll skip all this silence, right? Yeah. When you ask me the question, I immediately sort of self-assess from the inside out all parts of my body. Like, I think about how I'm sitting and how I'm holding my muscles in this very moment. And then I think, I don't know if I want to share all that. The last birth that I attended was in the Dominican Republic at a public hospital. I was there on, it's like an internship volunteer trip. It was a young mother who, it was her 4th child, and it was like early afternoon, so it was like really, really, really hot, and like the delivery room at this hospital is really, really small. The only people in the room normally are the mother, a midwife, and a nurse. But because we were there, the nurse and the midwife kind of left the room a lot. So it was me and one other student from Smith in there with this woman. We thought labor was going really slow. The midwife said that she was only like 8 centimeters and that, you know, we could go have lunch and like come back, and that she, you know, that she probably wouldn't be ready to push. And so we went and had lunch and we came back, and when we came back, the woman was saying, so I really need somebody to check me, like I need, like this baby, like I feel like this baby is coming, like I need somebody to check me. And so we kept, one of us at a time kept going and asking the midwife to come and check her, and the midwife was like, she's fine, she's only 8 centimeters, she's pushing out her cervix, like it's not a big deal. And so we go back into the room, and we're with the mother, and we're massaging her and like encouraging her to like push when she feels the urge, and like doing breathing exercises with her. And then all of a sudden I look down and I'm like, that's a head. And I look over at the other student and I'm like, that is a head. Is that not a head? Because I'm pretty sure that's a head. And she's like, yeah, that's definitely a head. And I was like, put your gloves on. This baby's coming now. And she's like quickly trying to put her gloves on, and before she could even put her gloves on, there was like, the baby was just born on the bed, like without any assistance at all. And like, so at that point I just like dove in without any gloves on and like warmed the baby up. But it was a really incredible experience to see a woman just do it on her own, and like her body just knew what to do, and it was like she didn't really do much, and like we didn't do anything. It was just like her body like knew what to do, and it was really awesome just to like be a part of that and witness that.
Yeah, I guess we should begin with how you got into your interest with birth or midwifery or whatever you want to call it, how you arrived there.
Cool.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I love this. I've been thinking about this a lot lately, just like wrapping up my whole Smith experience, so this is good. Are you going?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay. Well, I guess I should go back to the very beginning. I would say in 8th grade I had my feminist awakening, or my understanding of what feminism was, and that was through Ani DeFranco and other like feminist music. So I got really into pro-choice politics, and that it was just so empowering because I had never felt as intense about anything in my life. So I really held on to that all through high school, and then I eventually transferred to Smith to be a swag major because I just couldn't find anything else worth studying. And then when I got to Smith, that's when I was really introduced to midwifery and the connection between birth and abortion politics, and how it all just has to do with women reclaiming their experiences in their bodies, and other women and men creating a positive environment.
Yeah.
So I came to midwifery because of my passion for pro-choice.
So I was a resident choreographer at Charlottesville Ballet in Charlottesville, Virginia. I choreographed it. I was actually pregnant, and I have 4 children, and I've danced through all of the pregnancies. And there's a tendency that I've noticed in myself to want to be more athletic when I'm pregnant. Particularly in the first couple, I felt like I had something to prove about still being able to dance while my body was changing so much. And so what I've noticed is that the phrases that I create when I'm pregnant often have these elements that are very athletic and sometimes unexpected.
Do you remember the woman's bodily movements, like physical body movements, as she was about to give birth?
As she was pushing flat on her back, it was like this. And as you can see, when you do that, you're taking a baby and you're pushing it into the pelvis, and you're pushing in an uphill movement. And so normally when a woman only has a flat surface, we encourage the women to go on hands and knees and to push this way, because gravity sets in and helps.
Could you describe for me how you imagine your ideal birth?
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever thought about it.
Oh yeah, I think about it all the time. Well, of course I would love to give birth in my home, but that's assuming I like my home and I like where I'm living. For me, the location isn't as important as having, my partner or like a close friend with me. I think I definitely envision my birth experience being through the experience. I want to grow closer to the people in my life who I really want there. So it's actually not really about me. I mean, of course, like, I would want to be able to be strong and prove myself and, hold on to my values, but mostly I look forward to that experience as something to share with the other people that I love.
It's phenomenal. It's unreal. And like, I don't know if you've ever seen a birth, but like, every birth is different, and every time it takes my breath away. It's an incredible thing that the body can do, and any way that you can support that and make that process as beautiful and as comfortable and as, like, empower the woman as much as you can, I just think it's so important.
I wonder if you could talk a little bit about your relationship to your body as of right now, and where you feel your strengths or where you feel your weaknesses are.
Sure. I've always been really into this idea of reclaiming myself and space, and I'm very close with my mom, and she gave birth to me naturally, and same with my sister, and she said that because she had body issues herself, like she was always, very thin, like flat-chested, and was made fun of and never really felt strong, and she said that when she had us, it was like she felt so perfect, and she held on to that for the rest of her life, and of course, now I'm searching for that, and I don't feel like I need to have a baby to do that, but by dancing, which I've really only started doing here, it's just been a great way for me to feel really comfortable just rolling around on the grounds and feeling strong.
The first time was a surprise, and so I didn't know what to expect, and so I have all of these memories about being concerned that I wouldn't, I think this is where this sort of proving myself came from, that being concerned that I wouldn't somehow get back to normal. And then with that pregnancy and then really with the time after the pregnancy and then with subsequent pregnancies and the time in between, there's sort of there became a comfort to knowing that there wasn't like one normal, and there wasn't a return to, there was just a continuation of sort of the journey of this body. One thing that's happened is that, and maybe age would have done this too, but one thing that's happened is that from sort of an outside perspective, particularly in this culture, there are ways in which my body could be considered less attractive or desirable, and yet at the same time as the same time as I can recognize that, there's also overwhelming love and appreciation for it, and acknowledgement of what it's done, acknowledgement of the parts that could be seen as less than perfect, and complete, for the most part, complete acceptance of that. I mean, I wouldn't trade this body, for anything.